What is happening, guys? It's Combat Muffin. Today I'm going to be discussing with you what possibly lies in the future as far as DLC content. More specifically, we're going to be talking about the 4 heroes that are going to be coming up in the future for Battlefront. And hopefully by the end of the video, you have a better understanding of what you're going to be wanting to take into your battles in Battlefront. Now, if you go on Battlefront.com and go under what the Season Pass holds for you, you can check out what kind of content will be in there. And there it says that there will be 4 heroes in the upcoming DLCs. Now, probably these 4 heroes will be 2 heroes and 2 villains. To make it even, it wouldn't really make sense if there were 3 villains and 1 hero, or 4 heroes and 0 villains. I'll get back to that in a second. Now, Battlefront EA has discussed what the heroes, what part of the Star Wars story those following heroes will be from. And they've said it's going to be from the original trilogy, meaning episodes 4, episodes 5, and episode 6. Now what this means is that there will probably be nothing from episodes 1, 2, and 3. So that means no General Grievous, no Count Dooku, no Anakin Skywalker, no Obi-Wan Kenobi, none of that. No Mace Windu, none of that. Also, there will probably be nothing from episode 7, The Force Awakens, which is actually kind of a bummer because a lot of people were looking forward to experiencing that in the game. Also, the characters there really fit up well with the 2 villains and 2 heroes idea. Your 2 heroes being Rey and Finn, while your 2 villains being Kylo Ren and Captain Phasma. Unfortunately, none of that will probably be the case, so we have to question ourselves and ask, what are 2 possible villains and 2 possible heroes from the original Star Wars trilogy that could go in Battlefront? Now we'll start off with the heroes side because that was a little bit more easy for me to think about. I'll start off by talking about my least plausible hero going to my most plausible hero. Starting off with the least plausible hero, I have old Ben Kenobi being one of the heroes. Yes, I do believe old Ben could possibly be a hero. However, I don't find it that plausible because he spends 2 out of the 3 movies in the original trilogy as a ghost. Next up is Lando Calrissian, which I actually think is more likely than less likely if Battlefront were to go in the direction of heroes from the original trilogy. I could see this because although Lando was kind of douchey back on Cloud City in Episode 5, he did redeem himself by helping Han and Luke and Leia escape from Jabba the Hutt's flying bathtub. Now, the most plausible option I can think that Battlefront would choose is Chewbacca. Frankly, I was a little surprised that Chewie didn't even make it into the original game. However, that's aside the point. If Battlefront were to go in the direction of heroes from the original trilogy, I think Chewbacca would have a definite spot as one of the 2 heroes. Now let's talk about the 2 villains that could go in Battlefront. And let me warn you now, it's going to get really skeptical and really doubtful real fast because there's really not a lot of villains from the original trilogy other than the ones that are already in Battlefront. This is part of the reason why I was so surprised when Battlefront chose to go in the other way aside from Star Wars 7 was that there's really only 2 other main villains in the original trilogy, and those 2 being Jabba the Hutt and Admiral Tarkin. I don't even need to discuss why Jabba the Hutt is a stupid option. You just can't move with him, so that's just out of the question. Now, Admiral Tarkin could possibly be a hero if Battlefront really squeezed it out of him. He's never shot a blaster in the movies. I don't see how they could possibly make a villain out of him, especially one that could fight in Battlefront. This is why I think it's almost impossible to make 4 heroes, 2 heroes, 2 villains from the original trilogy. And if Battlefront decides to keep going in that direction, I will be so surprised if they find 2 capable, plausible villains to make. Alright, that pretty much sums up the discussion for today. I cannot wait to see what Battlefront comes up with. I don't even think they'll be able to. It's quite a struggle, but if they do, that would be amazing. And that's pretty much all for me. I highly encourage you guys to please put your thoughts in the comments below. If you have any suggestions, what those 2 heroes, what those 2 villains could be, I'm really struggling to find answers. Maybe you can help. Please put your thoughts in the comments below. Also, like and subscribe, and check out the rest of the channel. We've got a lot of interesting other Battlefront stuff, a lot of Star Card reviews, a lot of Star Card comparisons. It's really cool stuff, so be sure to check it out. And y'all have a good one.